Hey, how's it going? Welcome back. I haven't done a collection update in a while, so I guess it's high time for that. Got a stack of records here to my right, so let's talk about them. Gonna kick it off with a band that needs no introduction whatsoever. They're easily one of the best known and most easily recognizable punk bands ever. This is it's a bootleg that came out a few months back on Blank Records. It's the Misfits Studio Outtakes, 1978 to 1979. Now, there's a lot of people out there that are crazy fanatical about the Misfits. I am not one of those people. I like them well enough, but you'll never hear of me dropping a month's wages to pick up one of their original EPs or anything like that. But having said that, when this came out, people were raving about it. So I figured I'd keep up with the Joneses and see what the fuss was all about. And it turns out the fuss was completely justified, in my opinion. This is great. It sounds great. The songs are great. It's got a solid track listing, as you can see. This is exactly what I would want from a collection of early Misfits tracks. So, I mean, if you're a Misfits fan, even a little bit, you might do yourself well by picking up a copy of this. They should still be floating around here and there in distros. Probably not for long though, so time is definitely of the essence if you want to grab a copy, but well worth your time to track it down. Yeah, it's really good. So yeah, the Misfits Studio Outtakes, 1978 to 1979. Mr. President. Next up, we got a 2022 release on Annihilate Music. It's a British band called the Annihilated. Record's called Submission to Annihilation. I got their demo a while back. Really enjoyed it. This is also really good. The songs are kind of divided between the fast kind of breakneck, like rough vocaled hardcore tracks, and then the slowed down kind of stomping, kick the wall down tracks. Band definitely wears their influences on their sleeves. I can hear Discharge all over this. Heresy, even some of the like 90s and early 2000s like fast British hardcore bands like Suffer and Health Hazard and Dumbstruck and Urko and bands like that, all over this thing from start to finish. Vocalist definitely needs a throat lozenge. It's got pretty noisy production, but not over the top or annoyingly noisy. So yeah, I mean, if you're into stuff like that, like if you're into raw kind of strangled sounding hardcore, then the Annihilated will definitely scratch that itch for you. So yeah, highly recommended. Submission to Annihilation. Next up, a band I've discussed several times on this channel, so I won't talk about them too long, but it's the new LP by Innumerable Forms. It's called Philosophical Collapse. It's on Profound Lore Records, came out this year. If you're unfamiliar with Innumerable Forms, they're a band that started out in Boston. A guy named DFJ started doing it as a solo project, I believe. He's been in a million other bands from Boston that are all fucking fantastic. But now there's people in this band from all over the place, like Jensen from Iron Lungs in this band, and he's located in Seattle. Chris from Power Trip and Impalers and a bunch of others, he's involved in this. He's from Texas, so yeah, people, multi-state band, I guess. As far as sound goes, absolutely crushing death metal. If you're a Bolt Thrower fan, you would love this. I mean, there's some fast elements to this as well, but it was the heavy, totally crushing atmosphere that this band creates that reeled me in. They release stuff fairly regularly, and it's consistently good. So as long as they keep doing that, I will keep buying it. So yeah, Innumerable Forms, Philosophical Collapse, Profound Lore Records, 2023. Now, I've got a backlog of Iron Lung record releases. Iron Lung has been kicking out gems for the last while pretty consistently, and I've been buying them. They've been piling up. I just haven't said anything about them. So the last 5 records I'm going to show, all Iron Lung Records releases. Beginning with this one from 2022. It's a 12-inch. It's by a band from Olympia, Washington called Eteraz. Record's called Villain. Saw this band play about a month and a half ago. Fucking fantastic. Eteraz they're like a fast, kind of desperate sounding hardcore band. It's a female vocalist. She's got a kind of a tortured style, a little bit reverby, but not too much. And her lyrics are in Farsi, which is cool, like pretty fucking awesome, actually. Drumming well above average for this style of music. The drummer is killer. The guitar player, I think I recognized as also playing in that band Physique, who are also from Olympia, Washington. I'm not positive about that, but I think that's the case. But yeah, Eteraz, super good, and I don't feel they get the attention they deserve because you know, the record's awesome, and yeah, their live show awesome as well. So Eteraz, Villain, Iron Lung Records, 2022. Here's another 2022 release from a band from Seattle called Lexicon. Record's called Devoid of Light. I got their demo like quite a while ago. Really liked it. This is also very good. Noisy, feedbacky hardcore with vocals of the throat shredding variety. Yeah, just unrelenting. You know, it might be a little too noisy for a lot of people, but not for me. This, if you wanted to kind of dumb it down and just give a general description, this sounds like a violent murder being committed inside a giant wind turbine. So if you're into that kind of thing, murder and wind turbines is your thing, then Lexicon, it's a band you definitely need to check out. So yeah, Devoid of Light. We move into a 2023 release. It's a band from Washington, D.C. called Brain Tourniquet. The record's called An Expression in Pain. Pretty solid pedigree on this band. There's people in here that were in like Hard Stripes and Genocide Pact and Red Death, etc., etc., etc. This is textbook power violence. The slow parts in it have this kind of a weird element to them, kind of almost maybe like dystopia. So they'll be playing this kind of weird offbeat slow stuff and then just launch into, you know, the super fast kind of barking style of hardcore, like, you know, maybe like Infest or something. Yeah, just unforgiving, very well done. Vocalist it kind of sounds like a guy going through unassisted childbirth. I mean, if you can imagine that, if it were humanly possible for a man to go through unassisted childbirth, he would sound like the vocalist of this band. So just keep that in mind. That's some good shit right there. So yeah, Brain Tourniquet, An Expression in Pain. Next up, band from Massachusetts. That this record is easily going to be on a lot of people's end of year best of lists. It's Wound Man, Human Outline. I've got a few of their records that came out before this, so I knew what I was getting myself into, but I didn't think it would be as good as it actually is. This thing fucking rules. Again, much like Brain Tourniquet, this is textbook power violence, but the singer just sounds absolutely feral. Kind of sounds like he just tore his ACL and he's strangely okay with it. It's punishing from start to finish. Fantastic record. And I guarantee it will make a million people's year-end best of lists for sure. Yeah, if you're gonna get, you know, one Iron Lung release from this year, Wound Man just might be it. Or this next one I'm gonna show, which is the last record I'm gonna show today. This one will also be all over people's year-end lists. It's Electric Chair, Active Aggression. Band's also from Olympia, Washington, much like Eteraz. This is a fucking masterpiece of, you know, current hardcore punk. There's no metal to it. It's just, I mean, you can see what, like, they definitely flirt with with Negative Approach and Poison Idea and whatnot, but they managed to distinguish themselves enough so they don't sound like they're just copying them. There's some pretty interesting, nuances in the guitar playing. There's kind of a strange sense of melody to it. It's just crazy. I'm going to see them play on July 4th. They're playing here, so I will definitely be there to check that out because yeah, this band rules. Their stuff before this was great, but this kind of takes it up a notch. I do not like the cover art though. It's like, but whatever. It's not my record, and I still own it. So yeah, Electric Chair, Active Aggression, fantastic record. Like if you're to get one Iron Lung release from this year, it's going to be this or the Wound Man for sure. So yeah, check that shit out if you can, if you haven't already. I know some people have already shown this. So yeah, that's what I got today. So I'll see you later. Bye.